Dave, and as promised, we are going to be making Pad Thai live tonight. Pad Thai is one of my favorite Thai noodle dishes. In fact, it's probably the most popular Thai noodle dish at Thai restaurants and takeaways. This is a very authentic Pad Thai recipe, and you'll be able to make this at home in no time. You'll see it tonight. I'm going to do it very, very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start cooking the chicken and some tofu and a couple of small baby shrimps. And we're going to get that all kind of going in the pan. And then I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. Now, obviously, you can buy a Pad Thai sauce. They are available. But if you make your own, you'll know the difference. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go over to the other pan now. And I'm just going to add a couple tablespoons of oil to this. Stir that around in there. And then I'm going to add some garlic. Now I want you to notice the garlic. The garlic is kind of big chunks. And that's because we want it to get soft in the inside, just kind of browned on the out. We don't want it to burn at all. So we have quite large chunks. And I'm going to put some prawns in here too. So just baby shrimps is what those are. We'll stir those around in the oil just for a minute or so, just to kind of get the thing going. And you can see it's starting to toast now. So when it starts to toast, it gets a little bit of brown color on the garlic. We're going to go ahead and add the chicken. The chicken is just chicken thigh. And I used about 4 chicken thighs there. You can use as many as you like. And I just want to brown that a little bit in that oil. And I'm going to add some tofu. Now this is hard tofu, so it's pressed tofu. It's been marinated, which is why it's brown. I really like this stuff. You can find it at a lot of Chinese and also Thai grocers. But, you just want to try and avoid the soft tofu like you get in Chinese soups and that type of thing. It's the pressed stuff that you want to get. It just keeps its form better. Cook this chicken through. I'm going to turn this right down because I want to make this sauce right now. So go back over to the other camera, Caroline.
Hey.
And I'm going to make this sauce. Now what this is I've got 5 tablespoons here of fish sauce. And I might top this up at the end. We'll see. Got about a tablespoon of distilled white vinegar. About a tablespoon of sriracha sauce. And that's just shop-bought sriracha sauce, but I do have a sriracha sauce recipe in the book. Then I got 70 milliliters of tamarind sauce. Let me just give this a stir over here. Don't want to burn anything.
Mary's asking, is tofu really needed? I guess you can just mix it.
Is it what?
Is tofu really needed? If you can't find
no,
it,
it's not needed, or if you don't like it, don't put it in. It's just one of those things. You don't have to put chicken in it. I mean, you can make this with just prawns, or I got about 2 tablespoons of sugar there I'm going to put in this. Just kind of sweeten it up a bit. And then for a sour flavor, I'm going to go ahead and put the juice of 1 lime in there. So that's my sauce done. Really easy. So if we go over here to the pan again, you see that's crisping up really nicely. And I'm just going to push all that over to one side. And then I've got 2 eggs here. I'm just going to add those eggs in there. We're just going to, as you can see, it's just going to start cooking the egg a little bit. And as it does that, I'm just going to just let it cook a little bit more, and then I'm going to just start scrambling it. I'm going to mix that all in together. In fact, I'm going to use a metal spoon here. I know a lot of people don't like that because it's loud, but I'm going to use a metal spoon to get this all nicely mixed together there. That's looking so nice. And then in goes this sauce I just made. And this is not a saucy dish, so what we want this to do is we want it to actually kind of start cooking down. It's going to help cook the noodles. But it's really just going to be there to flavor the noodles. That's looking good. And I would normally use raw prawns and add them about that stage, but we weren't able to get raw prawns, so put a couple of cooked prawns in there right now. So I'd usually add raw prawns about this stage anyway, because I don't want to overcook the prawns. It may take a lot less time than the chicken does. I'll change my spoon now. Oh, we have a bit of sauce. And then what I've got here is the pad thai noodles. And pad thai noodles usually look about like that. So they're about 10 centimeters
Here we go
wide.
for Laurel. She can't wait to see how you do your noodles. Are they just soaked in water?
They're just soaked in water. I soaked them for about 15 minutes. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dump those in there.
They've just been soaking for about 20 minutes, haven't they?
And I'm just going to, all I'm doing is I'm going to fold these in. Just going to fold them into that sauce. You can see just how, oh, it's going to be so nice. I just want to get them with the sauce all around the noodles.
And those are the 10mm wide noodles, aren't they?
Yeah. You can get, if you can't find the 10mm wide ones, just use a different rice noodle. And you want to be kind of careful with rice noodles because they do tend to fall apart. So I'm going to turn this heat up a bit. They can fall apart. So if they do, it's not going to be, it's not, your meal is not lost. It's fine. It'll still taste absolutely amazing. You just want to be a little bit careful with them.
Yes, Mary's asked, are they rice noodles? That's correct.
Yeah, these are rice noodles.
And someone's asking, is it hot or cold water to soak the noodles?
Kind of a lukewarm we use.
Hot.
Yeah, hot. You really don't need to have them in there very long. You just want to rehydrate them really. Okay, so I got
That's one portion, right?
Yeah, that's my portion. I'll make yours later. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add this special. This is a preserved turnip, and it is optional, but it is what is I think makes one of the things that makes the dish. And all it is it's turnip, which has been finely chopped, and they've added sugar and salt to it. So get a little bit of some kind of a preservative, which it kind of gives it a nice sour flavor. And I'm just going to add about 2 teaspoons of that in there. That is optional. It's not something that you're going to find at your local Tesco most likely. Matter of fact, I'll show you this bag. I bought this huge bag. How much was this, Caroline?
3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah, 3 or 4 pounds. And that's going to last me about 2 years.
I hope it keeps for 2 years.
It does. It keeps
preserved,
until 2023, so I think we'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to add some fresh bean sprouts. I'll keep some back for the end. And some spring onions. And then I've got about 70 grams or so of peanuts, 100 grams. I'm not going to add them all at this stage. I'm just going to add some of them, just to kind of mix in there. We're just going to give this a nice stir now. I just love pad thai. I'm really looking forward to my dinner.
There are just so many flavours in there, aren't there?
Yeah, it's just so good. And
different
trust me,
textures.
if you can get that pickle, get it, because it
Yeah.
is nice. And then the way I would normally serve this, now that it's all kind of like mixed up together nicely, is this is I just took some chili peppers, some dried chili peppers, and I ground them myself. And I find that so much better than if you buy like chili flakes, which are a lot of just seeds and everything, whereas this is more the chili pepper itself. So I just ground some of those up. And the way I like to do it is I just like to add it kind of like that on the side. Add some of it all over it really. But I like to have one section which is really hot because I really like it hot. Then I add it with some more peanuts. And I'll probably add some more peanuts to that tonight as well. And then some lime juice, some more lime juice. It's just serve it with the limes. Here we are. And another thing that's good in this, and I'm not using them tonight, but You could even add some lime leaves, some kaffir lime leaves to this if you like the flavor of those. But look at that. That's done. That's right there. I'm gonna get a towel here, but I just want to bring this right up to the camera. 10 minutes that took me, and that is going to be a fantastic dinner. It's not gonna. It just does not take any time at all. Give this a try.
Salted or plain peanuts, would it matter?
I use plain usually. You can always add more fish sauce, which gives it a nice salty flavor. I'm telling you, I just had a bite of that.
How good is it?
It's spot on. It's good.
Great, can't wait.
It's really good. Yeah. So, as you can see, pad thai, you don't need to get yourself in the car and run down 15 minutes to wherever you get your pad thai. Those are often very, very good. I mean, I love going to a takeaway too. As you can see, you can do this at home in about 10 minutes so easily. It's in my book. And it's one of about 100 recipes that are in there. All the all the Thai restaurant and Thai takeaway favorites. So this is pad Thai, probably like I say, one of the most popular noodle dishes. And it's there's a little bit of information about pad Thai in the book as well. Are there any more questions or?
No, David's off to look for the book, and we can maybe advise him where to find the book. It's definitely on Amazon.
Yeah, it's definitely on Amazon.
Supermarkets
I know
later this week.
Yeah, it's going to be supermarkets later, I believe. Well, next week.
Early next week, yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Next week we are going to be making jungle curry. So if if you've never tried a jungle curry, that's one you're going to want to watch, because it's probably one of it's my all-time favorites. Jungle curry. It's going to be made with duck. But like all these different recipes, you can make it with whatever you like.
That's going to be next Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be next Wednesday. Yeah, so hope to see you then. And if you have any questions that you think about after this is all over and you want to ask, I do check Facebook and YouTube and also Twitter. That's where this is going live too. So I'll be very happy to answer any questions that you might have. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you hopefully next Wednesday.